last week on Facebook. I made a post on Facebook, Clarence, that I made a post on Facebook, and I think I ruffled some feathers when I made that post, Clarence. And I said it in the post. I said I'm gonna say something I know most people might not agree with. And I said, quote, if DeShaun Watson had similar weapons and a support system, he would have similar accomplishments in his career as Patrick Mahomes overall. Let me say that quote again. This was from the great Tre Larkins. If DeShaun Watson had similar weapons and support system, he would have similar accomplishments in his career as Mahomes overall. That was my comment on Patrick Mahomes and DeShaun Watson on Facebook last week. It drew a lot of comments, Clarence. You were on there on the comments as well. So, do you agree or disagree?
Mr. Larkins, I love you like a brother, man, like a big brother, matter of fact, man. But I respectfully disagree, man. I respectfully disagree. I respectfully disagree because I feel like, in my opinion, Mahomes is more of a game changer than DeShaun Watson. Like, his presence to that Chiefs team, he elevated this team to the next level. Hell, we talking dynasty with this Chiefs team, Trey. We talking dynasty. And listen to this. Houston, Texas, and the Kansas City Chiefs, they got some good coaches. Remember, you don't like Bill O'Brien, but I respect Bill O'Brien because he knows how to win in intriguing games. I can give you that. You see how he beat the Bengals 2 years straight with backup quarterbacks. Like, that was just coaching right there. That was just coaching right there and defensive game plans right there. But that's going to lead to a whole nother conversation. But I'm just saying this. Mahomes, in a 3-year span, did more than DeShaun Watson in the 3-year span. You know, DeShaun first 3 years, torn ACL, he lost in the wild card game, and he lost in divisional round to Pat Mahomes and blew a 24-point lead. So I feel like his talent literally got exposed right there because Mahomes showed him, hey, we are not giving up, and I'm the top dog of this game, man. And I believe it. I believe Mahomes is better than DeShaun Watson, and I believe that he's more of a game changer than DeShaun Watson because what he brings to the table and what he brings to his team is excitement, arm talent, and leadership. Not saying DeShaun Watson don't have all those traits, but Mahomes took it to a whole nother level, man. He took it to a whole nother level. Look, in 3 years, he sat behind Alex Smith. He played one game. That was week 17, and Andy Reid fell in love with him ever since then. He won an MVP in his first start, and this year he just won a Super Bowl, Trey. Just won a Super Bowl. He's a very, very talented young man. He's a very talented young man. He's gifted. For DeShaun Watson, I think he had a glimpse of that. But with the torn ACL his rookie year, it derailed like some of his reputation because they expose his injuries. Like you said, he had injuries at Clemson, and it followed on to him in his rookie year. But Mahomes just ran off with the talks, and he just dominated, man. He's more dominant than DeShaun Watson.
Okay, I'm not here to basically question whether or not Patrick Mahomes is great. We know Patrick Mahomes is great. Patrick Mahomes in 2018, Patrick Mahomes won NFL MVP, led his team to the AFC Championship game, and if it wasn't for D Ford being offsides, it's a good chance Patrick Mahomes would have been in the Super Bowl in his first year starting in the NFL. Then obviously last year, he had an injury, missed a few games, came back, got the Kansas City Chiefs to the playoffs. Every game in the playoffs, the Kansas City Chiefs, at one point, they trailed, and Patrick Mahomes brought them back every single game. Patrick Mahomes obviously got a Super Bowl championship on his resume. Patrick Mahomes is a Super Bowl MVP. I'm not taking nothing away from Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is great. But I'm going to tell you something else right now, Mr. Nixon. I think DeShaun Watson is also great. And I'm going back even to college. When DeShaun Watson was at the University of Clemson, Dabo, he said in a quote, he said DeShaun Watson is similar to Michael Jordan from the standpoint of he's talking about his intangibles. DeShaun Watson has the intangibles to make key plays when the game is on the line. I remember in the playoff game this year, going against the Buffalo Bills. You remember the game was close. It was an overtime. Yeah. I think it was an overtime, and the Texans had the ball. It was like third down. Somebody basically, they completely missed their assignment. Their blocking assignment, they whiffed on it. And the Buffalo Bills defender came right up the middle. And DeShaun Watson was supposed to be sacked for at least a 7-yard loss. DeShaun Watson somehow, some way, spins out Clarence, gets the ball in the flat to his running back. And his running back goes down the field for at least 25 to 30 yards. And the Houston Texans went on to win that game. And you know the rest of the story. What I'm saying is, when I look at DeShaun Watson as a player, since I've been watching DeShaun Watson, I've always felt like DeShaun Watson is a winner. He is a gamer, Clarence. And when he was at the University of Clemson, he went to back-to-back national championship games against Nick Saban. And guess what? One of those years, he beat Nick Saban. And in the 1 year that he lost, he played great in that game. And when we get to the NFL, 2017, you were right, he got injured. 19 touchdowns, just 8 interceptions. But 2018, he had 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, over 4,000 passing yards on the season, led the Houston Texans to an AFC South title. Then last year, 26 touchdowns, just 12 interceptions, had over 3,000 passing yards, completed 67% of his passes. On his career, 71 touchdowns, 29 interceptions. And he's led the Houston Texans to the division title the last 2 years, in 2018 and 2019. When I look at what Patrick Mahomes has in Kansas City with the Hall of Fame coach and Andy Reid, a great supporting cast, and Travis Kelce and Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill, I believe that if DeShaun Watson had similar supporting cast and a similar organization around him, I believe DeShaun Watson would put up equivalent, if not better numbers than Patrick Mahomes. I believe in DeShaun Watson as a player, and I think DeShaun Watson, before his career is over and done with, I think DeShaun Watson is going to add at least 2 Super Bowl championships on his resume. I believe in this dude.
Oh, man. Well, if he's in the AFC with Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, those type of young quarterbacks, them guys are hungry. So it's going to be kind of difficult task for him.
Don't bring up Joe Burrow. Don't bring up Joe Burrow. Hey, stop it. Just stop. You try to sneak that in there. You ain't slick.
But listen, though, Trey, man. Look, DeShaun, this leads to our next question. What is DeShaun's ceiling as a quarterback? I honestly believe he's next up. I truly believe it. I truly believe he's talented. He's talented like with Lamar. He's talented like Lamar, Mahomes, and Russ, your quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. I believe he deserves to be in the talk. He deserves to be in the talks with them guys because he's very talented. He doesn't give up on plays, and he's a strong leadership. But here's the thing. He was playing with the best receiver in the league at the time. So when them two was clicking, man, it was just pure dominance. Like they were clicking both. It was pure dominance. And unfortunately, Bill O'Brien traded away Nuke to the Arizona Cardinals. So you took away his best weapon and brought in Brandon Cooks, which is still a good receiver. He's still a good receiver.
But he ain't DeAndre Hopkins.
He's not DeAndre Hopkins, but he's still top 5 in deep route yard. Yeah, I believe that. He's still good, but
he can't stay healthy though.
I think this year is going to help DeShaun prove, like, if you are an elite quarterback that everybody highly speak on you about, then it needs to be shown. It needs to be shown because elite quarterbacks make something out of nothing, man. They make something out of nothing. Like Aaron Rodgers, he carried that whole team all his career. He made something. He made something out of nothing, man. That's all I'm saying. DeShaun Watson, this is the perfect scenario for him right now, just to prove I'm still an elite guy. You're up next for your big pay, and you just need to ball out for the season. But I think his shit is, if he doesn't, this is a hard take. This is a hard take. I want you to listen to this.
Yeah.
If Patrick Mahomes is still winning Super Bowls or still in the AFC North, he need to take his talents to the NFC.
Yeah, but you still got to face Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but you don't got to face him in the AFC Championship.
Well, see, that's the difference between me and you. I think DeShaun Watson can beat Patrick Mahomes. At some point, listen, Patrick Mahomes trailed DeShaun Watson 24-0 in the AFC divisional round of the playoffs. Let's not act like Patrick Mahomes completely dominated the entire playoffs. He didn't. He had some moments where he struggled. And let's not forget, Clarence. Let's not forget, at one point in the Super Bowl, that 49ers defense, they had shut Patrick Mahomes down until we got to about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Patrick Mahomes had got shut down by that Niners defense. They're the best defense in the NFL. I mean, it's the best defense in the NFL, so ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, they completely destroyed Aaron Rodgers in my team, so ain't nothing wrong with it. But let me say this real quick. When it comes to DeShaun Watson, I'm going to give you 3 quarterbacks who I believe will put up similar numbers as Patrick Mahomes if they were on the Kansas City Chiefs. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
DeShaun Watson.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers.
You just had to throw him in there.
Yes, Aaron Rodgers, yes. And guess what? I got another one for you.
Oh.
Russell Wilson. If Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, DeShaun Watson, if they were in Kansas City and they had a Hall of Fame caliber coach and Andy Reid, and they had a great play caller in Eric Bieniemy, and then they also had the supporting cast, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, like if they had those pieces, I think those 3 quarterbacks could put up similar statistical numbers as Patrick Mahomes. And the reason why I left Lamar, the only reason I left Lamar out was because Lamar, he's not as good as a pocket passer as Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, or DeShaun Watson yet. He's not on that level yet as far as being a pure pocket passer. When you agree with that? Lamar ain't there yet.
Yeah, I think he's not good as a pocket passer as the players you name, but he's a very underrated. He's getting better. He's getting better. But let me ask you this. Let me tell you this story. So remember the divisional round against the Texans and the Chiefs? They was up 24-9. I was texting my guy, Thaddeus. He's a huge Chiefs fan. Big shout out to Big Thad, man. Big Thad, man. I was texting him 7-0, Thaddeus, 14-0, 21-0, 24-0. He texted me telling me, bro, they just got a hot start and we about to start heating up. I didn't believe it until they did that stupid play, that stupid fake punt, and Mahomes took it 7 straight possession touchdown. And you know what happened? He was blowing my phone up. I told you, bro, don't sleep on Mahomes.
But you know what though? That's why I told you I think if DeShaun Watson was in a similar situation like Patrick Mahomes, he would do exactly what Patrick Mahomes has done in his career. But because DeShaun Watson got to work with the incompetent Bill O'Brien, yes, I said incompetent because anytime you trade a top 5 receiver in the NFL and you don't even get a first-round draft pick, in my opinion, you're incompetent. I think Bill O'Brien is an incompetent general manager. Doesn't mean he can't coach, but I think he's an incompetent general manager. But we're going to talk about this in our future shows. I think DeShaun Watson, if he had similar weapons and a similar support system, I believe he would have similar accomplishments as Patrick Mahomes.